Hey guys, it's your girl, Crystal Nicole. So today's video is going to be an update concerning Jasmine Eiland and her lawsuit against Club Opera. Now, Jasmine Eiland and her attorneys had given Club Opera quite some time to respond to their heavy list of complaints, and Club Opera finally did respond on May 15th. So what they basically said back was that they deny any and all allegations made against them. They would like a jury trial to hear their case, and if Jasmine wants any compensation, she should be going to the party she deems responsible for any so-called injuries she sustained in an assault. They are not the parties at fault. Now, also what was released was the arrest record of Dominique Williams, some police statements, police reports, and the detective interviews with Jasmine Eiland and Jamie J. Boog Jackson. Within those reports is where we find a few lies that Jasmine Eiland told concerning this case. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this video. So the first thing I want to talk about is J. Boog's original statement to the detective. When she first spoke with the detective, she told her that Jasmine had been crying when she was at the club, but she assumed that she was just drunk, and Jasmine didn't tell her that anything was wrong with her until they were leaving the club around 3 to 3:30 in the morning, that Jasmine had been dapping everybody up, having a great time, so she didn't know anything was wrong. And then when the detective flew down to St. Louis to get her statement again, the story changed to all of a sudden Jasmine doing that whole "they raped me" story inside of the club before the twerk contest. So which one was it? Did she say something to you while y'all were in the club, or she said something to you when y'all were leaving the club a full 2 hours later? So the second thing that I noticed in here was that when the detective asked Jasmine had she been to a hospital to get a rape kit done, Jasmine said that she had called up two separate hospitals, Touche Regional and some quick care center, and they both told her that they do not do sexual assault kits, and that the hospital that does do sexual assault kits was 2 hours away. So she asked the detective, what should she do? And the detective was like, well, I can't advise you what to do, but if you want to get a rape kit done, then you should. Miss Detective. Now, all you had to do was call Touche Regional to find out whether or not they actually did sexual assault kits. And seeing as how they're a hospital, I'm assuming that they do. But since you decided not to do that, I called up Touche Regional myself and asked them, do they do sexual assault kits? And what do you know? They do. And you know what? It's funny because that's the exact same hospital that she went to get a sexual assault kit done. Touche Regional. The same one she told you she couldn't go to because they don't do sexual assault kits. Moving on. So the next lie I want to go over is what Jasmine said when she called and told the detective that she remembered something from that night. She remembered stopping at a Quick Trip gas station to get more gas after the gas she had just gotten with Caitlin and J-Bug. She had sat in her car and cried, and then she noticed a police officer, so she ran over, tried to flag him down, and he got in his car and left. When the detective came down to interview her again, she stated that she went to that same Quick Trip. She went inside and got herself something to drink. When she was coming out, she noticed a police officer, so she got in her car and she drove around and she tried to flag him down by honking her horns, and he just drove off. So she just went on her way home. Now, what's interesting is that the detective actually went to that gas station and pulled the footage. What she saw on camera was Jasmine pull up to the gas station. She didn't pump any gas. She sat in the car for about 20 minutes. Then she went inside of the gas station. She came out, got in her car, and she drove off. Nothing about her flagging down any type of police officer whatsoever. So the next lie I want to go over is the alleged suicide attempt of Jasmine Eiland. Now, on January 24th, Jasmine's husband apparently had contacted a detective and told her that Jasmine had hung herself from the ceiling fan with a belt and she was in the hospital for attempting suicide. Now, Miss Ross was able to obtain those medical records, and no, I cannot share them with you here, but I can tell you what she tried to share at the bond hearing and was denied. Once again, it was medical records proving that Jasmine Eiland did not come in because she tried to hang herself from the ceiling fan. She came in and told the hospital that she had tried to cut herself or harm herself in some way. So the hospital decided to put her on a hold. Period. She never tried to kill herself. Also, on top of that, Shaquille Ross also has the police records from Illinois where she outright told them that she never actually tried to commit suicide. She only did that to get attention. That's it. The next thing I found interesting is that she told the police that after she had dropped her son off to be with his grandmother, she contacted her son's father so they could go out to something called the Hole in the Wall. But she wasn't feeling it, so she made him take her back to her hotel room. Now, I find that interesting because that next day after she went out to the Hole in the Wall, she made a Facebook post where she said that she was extremely hungover, but she had a great time that night and she was thanking everybody for the birthday wishes and that she was going to be hitting up V Live tonight because hell, it's her birthday weekend, so she was living it up. Interesting that you tried to tell the detective that you wasn't really feeling your time out with the father of your son when the next day you made a post telling everybody how hungover you were and what a great time you had. There's no way you could have got hungover if you hadn't stayed around the party. And last but not least, 222. What does that mean? Well, apparently, Miss Shaquille Ross has over 222 video angles of that same video that everybody watched and assumed that something happened to Jasmine Eiland on, showing that none of what she claimed happened at all whatsoever. In fact, Miss Ross tried to introduce at least one clip from all of those footages that would completely exonerate Dominique of this crime. And at the bond hearing, the judge did not want to hear it. So for all of those who would like to know why, once again, Dominique Williams was denied bond, it was not because of any type of evidence being put out there that didn't completely back up anything. It was because, for some reason, the state keeps on pulling up some records that they keep claiming belong to him, committing all of these crimes that he's never done, and presenting that in front of the judge, claiming that he is a flight risk when those records do not belong to him. This is the second time that this has happened. And the reason a lot of people don't know about this is because they do not broadcast the bond hearing, which you guys saw at the preliminary hearing where he was also having a bond hearing. You saw the preliminary. You didn't see what happened at that first bond. At the first bond, they presented some other Dominique Williams criminal record to the judge, and that's why they deemed him a flight risk. That plus Tata's statement claiming that something happened to her, which made the probable cause. On the second bond hearing, they did the exact same thing again. They brought up some old court records that they keep on trying to say belongs to him when this man does not have a criminal record whatsoever. So because of that, and Tata testifying at the bond hearing, this is the reason why he was denied bond. So now Miss Shaquille has to go around once again trying to prove to them that he does not have a criminal record, and the Dominique Williams they keep pulling up is not him. Okay? And furthermore, there's not much she can do when the judges will not allow her to present evidence to prove her side. They keep telling her it's not the right time for it. She needs to wait till trial. So basically it looks like we're going to be waiting until trial to be able to see all of this evidence come into play unless the state finally gets their shit together and realizes that they have the wrong man. Okay? Now, with that being said, I want to thank all of those who tuned into this video. I want to send a special thank you to all of those who stayed around until the end of the video. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel, and I will see you guys later. Goodbye.